Now let's discuss more about Open RAN technology. How can it improve connectivity and particularly OREX SAI's plans to implement it in Indonesia? We're now joined with Mr. Sadayuki Abeta, OREX SAI's Chief Technology Officer. Mr. Abeta, thank you for joining us here in Business Talk. So please tell us what OREX SAI is and what you do and how do you aim Indonesia helping it with the connectivity using the Open RAN. Maybe you can start with OREX SAI's mission here in Indonesia.
Thank you. Before going to explain the detail of the OREX SAI, I'd like to explain that the mobile system. So it's like you have the mobile phone, and you can use this phone anywhere, most of the countries or most of the area in Indonesia, and you can choose any phone, iPhone or Samsung.
Any brand?
Yeah, any brand you can choose. And anytime you can change the phone if you want. But maybe you don't know that how this phone connected.
How is the cellular network working?
Yeah. So the system actually, so when you use that phone, the signal transmits to that antenna. So then through the network, you connected internet, you connected other one. So the network is necessary. And the phone you can choose according to your preference or time, but network
you cannot really.
You cannot. And the current network system, only a few vendors provide the network. So there are the third party or Indonesian new ventures. It's very hard to enter this market because this is very closed network. But in case of the open network, so interface is open, the system is open, so more easy to enter this market. So more opportunity for the industry, so mobile industry, to enter this market. This of course, provide a new opportunity, not only just provide the opportunity, but create new open innovation, new service together with Indonesian companies. So OREX SAI is that the company provide the solution together with the companies. So we can help to introduce open network in the country. Also, we can work with the partners in Indonesia to provide new opportunity here in Asia.
Right. Okay, so it opens more opportunities for businesses to enter the ecosystem of trying to make Indonesia digitalized and connected.
Yes.
Okay, so when it comes to Open RAN, can you explain it to us in a simple word, I would say, because it can get very technical. So what is Open RAN?
Yes, as you have already explained that the Open RAN provide the connectivity, interoperability between the equipment. That means that so we can add new equipment when you want. This is still technical, but so current network, no one is hard to. It's very hard to add the new equipment, because it's closed. But Open RAN, since that this is open part, so third-party solutions we can add. So based on our deployment, for example, the way we introduce this network in that rural area or indoor area, we can choose the best solutions together with the partners.
So you're saying that it can actually invite different providers and vendors for software and hardware that can be different?
Yes.
With this Open RAN?
Yes.
Okay, so how are you how do you say that this is the good thing or the ideal thing to have in Indonesia, as we know that we have this roadmap of making Indonesia more digitalized, right? Do you think this is the ideal thing to be applied in the country with this very vast archipelagic islands?
Yeah, I think so. First, for example, the digitalization, we need the data center, we need a network, and the Open RAN case, we can enter the part for example, the data center, so Indonesian operators or Indonesian company provided some software in some of the part of the data center. For example, the AI technologies or others. And network side, they can provide some component. So there are more opportunity and work with that partner, more open innovation we can create together with that local company.
Okay, as we mentioned before, this can actually brings more customized needs of our audiences or customers. So what about the 5G itself? We know that Indonesia has this roadmap of 5G for the future. So how can Open RAN helps that 5G implementation in Indonesia or development?
Yep. So the Open RAN, as we already talked about, has a flexibility. So 5G, we have many opportunity, not only just increase the capacity in the very high density area, but also we can create a new service together with the vertical player like healthcare or educations, and also that the mining or different type of that solution we can work together with the vertical player. We have already introduced such as the application in Japan. So NTT Docomo is our group company. It's already introduced such solutions in Japan. So in 5G, the people want to not just include that capacity, but also provide the new solutions. So with our experience with the Indonesian company, we can create new services, not only the dense urban area, but also rural area. For example, one of the example is that the rural area, the education, honestly, that here is gap between the rural area and but the network can provide almost the same quality of the education services.
All right. Now, how can Open RAN benefit Indonesia's overall telecommunications industry and improve its value chain?
Yes. So in Indonesia, I think Indonesia has so many companies, and they are now developing new service or new technologies. So those services, Open RAN case, we work together and provide solutions.
All right.
So the creating a new service, new innovation together with that already work in that world, and adding that Indonesian specific solutions or Indonesian customized solutions, we can work together and bring the solutions.
All right. And how does OREX SAI seek to implement Open RAN in Indonesia and help Indonesian public have better connectivity? Because at the end of the day, that's what they're looking for. Especially Indonesia has many remote areas that are still difficult in assessing or getting the networks of connectivity.
Okay, so the Open RAN provided different type of the network solutions, and the OREX SAI, we work with many partners. The partners include the code server, so that like Dell or HP, and also the software company or cloud companies, and also that radio company. So many different type of that partner we have. So according to the deployment scenario, so I know that Indonesia has so many islands. Japan also has. Yeah. So how we deploy such kind of the island, and how we provide solution. Some cases the same services we want to, and some cases specific services we want to. According to the deployment scenario, we have the many partners, and also we have the vertical partner. Then we can bring the solution. So that's the flexibility that can bring that best solution in that island or that city.
We feel like in Indonesia we are located quite strategically in the crossroads of connecting parts of the world. But then we also have problems in trying to finance the development of connectivity in Indonesia. So how can you say this Open RAN actually makes it more economical in a way in order to achieve that target?
Yes. If that single operator deploys a network by themselves, it's a costly. And with the very hard to introduce that their network in the rural area. So, but if we share the network among the operators, then each operator, the cost becomes, for example,
lower.
1/4 or something like that, so it becomes lower. So, network sharing is one of the key technology to deploy that network in rural area. And Open RAN has some advantage in the RAN network sharing, because even though that we share the network, we can customize. So if the operator wants to customize a little bit in that, even though that they're a shared network, so therefore the operators, there's some motivation to introduce. They can customize, but they can reduce the cost by sharing the network. Then they can introduce that network even though the rural area.
Okay, so tell us about OREX SAI's plans in Indonesia in the near future, and what projects will be here implemented in the country.
Yes, we think that Indonesia is a very exciting country, and we started the discussion with some of the operators, and also that some of the neutral host company. Neutral host means that the network company, and as already explained that Nusantara, we did the showcase showing that how the Open RAN works. So I believe that operators here in Indonesia understand that Open RAN itself is available, and so we also work with that government side, like Japanese government or the U.S. government. So they are also support to introduce Open RAN here in Indonesia. So in a couple of years, we'd like to work with that Indonesian company to deploy the open network.
All right. Okay, hold still. We'll take a break, and after that, we'll continue our discussion with Telecom Infra Project and Telkom University to talk more about the implementation of Open RAN in Indonesia. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned to see today's talk.